for 4 years. You're already making, $30,000 a month or whatever this number is, right? I said, you're so far ahead of me that even if I started today, all I am going to do is just push you higher. You're just going to get richer off of me. That's my problem. And the phone goes quiet again, and then he just comes back strong again, right? And he says, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And he said, just so you are really clear on this, I am going to move forward in this business with or without you. He said, I'm going to move forward and I'm going to make $100,000 a month whether you do this or not. Let's just get that clear, okay? And he said, Nathan, do you mind if I tell you the real problem? I said, no, please. What's my real problem? So the real problem is you're in the wrong vehicle. And he wasn't talking about my car that I'm driving, right? He was talking about my financial vehicle, which was my real estate business that I was using to make my money. He said, you're in the wrong vehicle. He said, it's like you're pedaling a bicycle. He said, me, I'm driving a Ferrari. And it doesn't matter how fast you pedal your bicycle, you will never catch me in my Ferrari. Won't happen. And so this analogy all of a sudden just kind of stuck in my head. And I'm thinking about a bicycle and a Ferrari, and I'm starting to think about my vehicle. And as we wound up that call, I made a commitment to him that I would actually dig in. I would actually investigate with him the company over the next few days. And that's kind of where the process started for me. And I remember the next morning I went to my real estate office, and I sat at the desk, and I asked myself one question. I said, why is this thing a bicycle? That's what I was trying to figure out. Why is this business a bicycle? And over the next couple of days, as I was contemplating what he had in his new skin vehicle versus what I had in my real estate vehicle, I started to realize that he had some significant advantages that I didn't have. In the real estate business, you make most of your money within a certain parameter around your office. Mine was maybe 10 kilometers around my office where 90% of my transactions were happening, right? That was making me most of my money. In his new skin business, he wasn't limited to 10K, right? This guy could go the whole city, go the whole state, he could go the entire country. He could go other countries, right? And so his opportunity was much more broad than anything that I had. When the sun went down, people didn't really want to look at real estate anymore. It's kind of like over for the day. When the sun went down, he just kept filling up rooms of people like this, right? His business just kept accelerating. And I started to recognize that he had a lot of things that I didn't have. He had the ability to scale his business really, really fast. He could grow that base really fast. And so those were things that I didn't have the ability to do. And as I went through this process over a 2-week period of time, I became convinced that I should do this. And I remember the night I went back from an event in California. He taught me to go to this event, kind of like this, smaller room than this, but I sat on the last row, the very back of the room. I just wanted to sit back there and just absorb it and listen. And I listened to speaker after speaker, and this may happen to somebody in this room today. And I'm listening to speakers, and by noon, I'm saying to myself, if these people can do it, I can do it. Okay? And the next half of the day, I spent the entire time writing down names. Just writing down names of all these people that I wanted to talk to about this business. And I came out of that with several hundred names on my list. I flew home. I walked in the house late that night. My wife's asked me, well, how was it? We sit down. We start talking about it. And I just said, honey, I really think we need to do it. And at the time, we had 3 small children under the age of 5. We had a new house, so we had a mortgage payment. And, it took about $5,000 a month to pay the bills, just to keep everything running at our house. We had $30,000 in savings. $30,000. So I had 6 months of money that if I decided to just go for it and do Nu Skin full time, I could make it for 6 months. And in that 6 months, I had to make more than $5,000 a month, or I was toast. Okay? Now, I don't recommend that everybody just go cold turkey and quit your job. Okay? But for me, that's kind of the person I am. I really cannot multitask very well. So if I'm going to do something, I'm going to get focused on it, and I'm going to blitz it. I'm going to pound it. Okay? And so that's what I decided to do it. My wife's amazing. She goes, okay, I'll support you. I said, good. I'll see you in 2 years. I was joking, of course. We had an office attached to the part of the house. It had its outside entrance to that office. There was a little bathroom in there. And I just said to my wife, I said, I'm just going to go in the office and close the door. You got to take care of the kids. I can't have them beating on the door and screaming because I'm going to be on phone calls, okay? So, will you just handle everything? I said, I'll work 6 days a week like a crazy person. I'll spend all day Sunday with you. I won't do any work, but those 6 days, you just got to let me run. And I said, let me run for a couple of years, and I got to make this work. What did I know? I knew nobody else was going to pay my mortgage. Nobody else was going to feed my children. And so I just decided I'm going to do it, I don't care what people say. I don't care if they say yes. I don't care if they say no. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to talk to enough people. I'm going to find enough people that catch the vision of this that I'm going to make my $5,000 before 6 months. That's what I'm going to do. And so that's where we jumped into it. And it was a lot of work. 14 to 16 hours a day. Not one meeting a day. 4, 5, 6 meetings a day. Okay? Sitting down with people. Looking them in the eye. Telling them what we're doing. Asking them to buy into our vision of what this business was. Catching the vision of building a recurring stream of money. When my sponsor, my brother-in-law, taught me one thing. He said, look, what this is a vehicle. You strip it down to the core of what it is. It's a vehicle that takes us from where we are today to where we want to be. So we can do all the other things we want to do in our lives. Okay? That's what Nu Skin is. And you may think it's a lot of other things, but at its core, that's exactly what it is. It's a vehicle to empower people to change the future of their lives. And that's exactly what we have done, and have helped tens of thousands of other people to do, to become leaders. And they live completely different lives today than they did when they first heard about this opportunity. And so I'm a business guy. That's my background. Okay, I look at it from a businessman's point of view. I try to analyze the opportunity, and I try to say, why is it a great opportunity? What are the pressure points here that make all the sense in the world? What are the compelling reasons why people are going to look at this and actually do this as an opportunity for the rest of their lives? Okay? So my approach is different than other people's approaches. My approach is really direct, and it's a business approach. And in the process of recruiting people, looking for leaders, trying to find people that catch the big picture, there's a lot of people who don't catch the picture. They're not ready yet, okay? And those people, I make my customers. I simply say, well, at least you ought to be using these products. And I'll put them on product, okay? And then I move to the next person. And that's how I built my entire business all these years. When you start multiplying, it can multiply pretty fast if you can learn how to teach people what it really is and how to duplicate the business, right? And that's what I've experienced through my career with Nu Skin. All right, so having said those things, today what I'm going to speak about are 5 areas. We call it the 5 points, the key 5 points of this business. They happen to be the key 5 points of any business. And you may say, well, why did you decide on these 5 points? We decided on it more than 20 years ago after talking to thousands of people that owned every kind of business you could imagine. And after speaking to all these people and looking at the key points, we boiled it down to 5 areas. And if you're here today for the first time, welcome. If you're here today and you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for what your future can be, if you've come to the point in your life where you admit that working a job will never cut it financially, it's just a job and it will just pay the bills and that's pretty much all it's going to do, and you'll have to keep showing up forever, and at the end there's really nothing left over to speak of, maybe a meager retirement. If you finally come to the point in your life where you admit that that's really not your path, that's not going to get it done for you and what you want in your future in your life, then you've come to the right place. And now your only question you have is, what kind of business should you do? Because you've already ruled out the fact that jobs will never get it done. It's not going to happen working a job. That's just punching the clock, okay? You've got to have your own business. And that's where we come in today with the 5 points, all right? You can stack this up against starting your own company, buying a franchise, getting a distributorship from, somebody else, okay, for a certain region or something. All of those, I'm telling you, are brain damage, okay? They are a lot worse than what we have right here. This is the best business I think you will ever see in your life. It's the best business I have ever seen. Why? Simple reason, guys. We get huge upside potential. Remember I said a moment ago, you can scale this business so quickly, right? How do you scale other businesses? Oh, you got to find a location, sign a lease, negotiate with the landlord, hire employees, fit the place out, set up a warehouse, do a manufacturing project, figure the product out, make sure you know how to make it, find suppliers, find distributors, do advertising, marketing, do all the stuff you got to do, right? That's the real world. That's real business, okay? We don't have to do those things. Nu Skin already has done all those things for us. We do one thing. We talk to people, and we recruit, and we build networks of consumers and distributors, and we build these global businesses of consumption. They're networks of consumption. And we get paid on that consumption for the rest of our lives. As long as we meet those comp plan requirements, we get paid for the rest of our lives, okay? So that's what attracted me. I said, okay, how long? How long is this going to take? I can pump up for 5 years, all right? I can hit it like Mach 2 with my hair on fire for 5 years, okay? That's what I can do. I don't know if I have more energy after that. I'll try it for 5 years. It didn't even take me 5 years. After 2 years, it was crystal clear. I could see exactly what was going to happen, and I just wanted to pour on the gas, go faster, build bigger. And that's exactly what I did at that point in time. I was able to bring thousands of really good leaders with me, thousands of people who live a different life now because they caught that same vision. They said, I don't want employees. I don't want to have office space or a shop and pay rent. I don't want to do all that brain damage of inventory and people stealing from me and trying to make payroll and all that stuff. What I want to do is I just want to do one thing. I can do one thing really well, okay? I can't do all things really well, but I can do one thing really well. I can go talk to people and I can build a network. And so that's all you're looking for, people who can catch that same kind of vision. Okay, when you compare this to all the other types of businesses out there, I'm convinced at the end of the day, you'll come back to this and say, this is the best one, okay? Not easy, but no business is easy. None, okay? All businesses are hard and have challenges. If you have been an employee your whole life and just worked for somebody and collected your paycheck every 2 weeks or every month, you don't understand that yet. And you may be shocked when you start and realize, oh, it's a little harder than I thought. Well, guess what? Welcome to the real world of business, guys. Business is hard, okay? All of them are hard. There's none that are super easy that you just go, oh, it's like falling off the wagon. I made $1 million. It doesn't happen that way, right? So it takes that. These are the 5 points we're going to talk about. I hope you make some notes. I will tell you when I'm going from one point to the next. This needs to be more interactive. I don't want you just sitting there thinking, come on, entertain me, okay? I want you to be participating in the conversation today. If you don't write a few things down, either in your phone or on paper, then you're not going to remember anything in 3 hours when I finish. It's proven, okay? A dull pencil is better than a sharp mind every day of the week. So write something down so you learn something. We're going to talk about market trends, number 1. Number 2, technology and products. Number 3, the company who is our partner in this venture. Number 4 is the compensation. Number 5 is timing. So let's talk now about the trends that are in the market. What we're looking for are trends, sectors of the economy that are growing at a much faster rate than the overall economy itself. So inside of every economy, there's certain industries that are experiencing incredible growth, incredible success. And by definition, that is where the money is flowing in those economies. Okay, so what we have to have, first thing as an entrepreneur, is have enough vision to look out in the economy and spot the big trends that are really moving the economy. And then align ourselves with those trends. Here's the biggest mistake most entrepreneurs make. They fall in love with a product or a product idea. That's where they start. Wrong, okay? You can make up a cool product, but maybe there is no demand in the market. And you don't have enough time in your life or enough money to go out and create demand for your cool product, okay? It's easier and a lot safer and a lot higher success ratio if you look for the big trends in the economy first. And then go find products that match those trends where there's already demand. There's already money flowing. And then you're just tapping into what's already happening without trying to create some movement on your own, right? So that's the safer way to do it. So the first thing we look for are market trends. These are 4 really big trends that are global trends in the world today. Number one is anti-aging, and number two, health and wellness. These really go hand in hand, right? What's happening right now is people are living longer than ever before. The average life expectancy in most westernized countries is almost 80 years of age now. In 20 years, it'll be 90 years of age. In 50 years, it'll be 100 years of age will be life expectancy. What we're doing that has never been done in all of human history is massive numbers of people are living beyond 40. Massive numbers, right? And prior to really 1900, most people died in their 40s. Almost everybody died in their 40s, okay? Was there a big demand for anti-aging products in 1900? No, people died before they got wrinkles, right? Not a big demand. Is there a big demand today? Enormous and absolutely exploding. Why? Because people don't want to get ugly. That's why, okay? You know, we've done a lot of research on this. And the market research shows us that people don't necessarily mind getting old, per se. What they mind is getting ugly. And if they didn't have to get ugly when they were getting old, they wouldn't mind getting old so bad. And so today what people want to do is they want to look better longer because they know they're going to live a lot longer than people used to live, okay? And they want to live better longer. That's the inside, right? That's being fit, taking care of yourself. You know, having your morning shake and taking your supplements and protecting your body from from free radical damage with antioxidants and so forth, right? So there's an inside component, and there's this outside anti-aging component as well. And so Nu Skin is the preeminent anti-aging health wellness company. We really are. We've been talking about anti-aging for over 30 years. We've been talking about anti-aging before people even knew what the word meant, okay? We are focused on this. It's all we've done. It's all we will do because we get it. Today, on this planet, there's more than 1 billion people alive right now over 65. There'll be 2 billion alive over 65 in the next 15 years. Every 2.3 seconds, somebody on this planet turns 65. These are baby boomers, folks. Okay? Every 2.3 seconds, somebody turns 65. In the time we've been talking, there's been hundreds of people turn 65. And that's going to happen every 2.3 seconds for the next 15 years in a row. And that's just the baby boomers. That's not the Gen Xers and the Gen Ys and the millennials and everybody else who's coming behind them. Okay? People are going to live a lot longer. Okay? So that is an expanding market. This is not my conjecture. I didn't make this up. This is fact, ladies and gentlemen. It's a fact. Okay? And that fact alone is going to make this a $10 billion company because we're riding this massive exploding market of anti-aging. Does that make sense? We're aligned with it, okay? And you should align with it too. Number 3, technology and communication. Today, the world has become a network, okay? We are in the network business. When I started doing this 27 years ago, we didn't have the internet. It was the old world, pre-internet. It was fax machines, and it was landline phones with cords on them. I know a lot of you people don't even know what that is, okay? But that's the way it used to be. And it was expensive. My phone bill was always $1,500 to $2,000 a month when I started building Nu Skin. Long distance calls, making tons of phone calls, okay? It is so much cheaper, so much faster, so much more effective today to build this business because of the internet and because of social media. We have the ability to connect in so many ways. And I hope you don't think social media is just the latest, greatest do-all, because social media is not the only thing, guys. When we got cell phones, we could make a lot more calls because we didn't have to be plugged to a cord in a wall. We could make calls walking around. We could make calls in our cars. We could make calls everywhere. So we actually could make like 10 times more calls, okay? Having the internet and having social media is just a way to make, 100 more calls, okay? It's just another way to contact people, okay? But in the end, don't make the mistake. This is about being with somebody. In the end, for somebody to commit with you that they're going to give you their time, they got to trust you. Okay, you've got to find a way, one-on-one, where you can have a real conversation and connect with people. That's where the rubber meets the road. Okay, it's easy to sell product. That's easy. You're just asking for their money. That's an easy ask. Just give me your money. It's a lot bigger ask to say, give me your time. Give me your life. Okay, let's go build this. Get that? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay? So use social media for all it's worth. It's great. It's a great way to contact. But just realize in the end, to find people that are going to really commit, it's going to be a connection, right? And it's going to be personal. And that's what it's going to take for you to find those leaders that buy into your vision and say, I get it. I see it. I'm willing to dedicate my life and my time to this, right? And build a network that can take care of me and my family for the rest of my life. And that's really what it takes. All right, so technology and communication has just done nothing but explode our business. Supplemental income. Okay, because people are living so much longer and because they're going to continue to live even longer in the future, what that means is that every government pension plan and every private pension plan are significantly underfunded. They're all going to go broke because they didn't plan for this many people to live this long. True story, okay? They're all trying to adjust. Right now, what it means is the payments are going to get less. They're going to have to spread it out longer. You're going to have less and less to retire on. It's a fact, okay? So there's going to be a growing need as we move forward over the next several decades for people to make supplemental income. An extra 1,000 pounds, extra 2,000 pounds, extra 3,000 pounds a month will make the difference between complete poverty or surviving and actually having some dignity in retirement, okay? That's what it is. Please, everybody turn your phones on silent. Please, everybody, okay? So supplemental income is another big deal. Do you think we're going to attract a lot of people that will want to have supplemental income? That will want to anti-age? That will want to live better longer and look better longer as they're going through their later years? I like it's a no-brainer. That's like absolutely going to happen, okay? So that's another major driver that's going to add millions of people to the Nu Skin ranks. Okay, let's talk now a little bit about some of these people that have changed our whole futures, right? I don't know about you, but I use Uber all over the world. It's like the greatest invention ever, right? I'm like, yeah, stick it to the cabbies, man. Look at this. This Uber thing is amazing, right? If you haven't used Uber, try it. Airbnb, completely changing the way people travel and find rooms to stay in. It's really significantly impacting the hotel business, right? Facebook, 1.3 billion people online. All of a sudden you've got a world connected like no one's ever seen before, and so on and so forth, right? This is an interesting graphic here. Let's shift gears now. We're going to move from point number one, market trends, and now we're going to talk about products and science, okay? So this is a house. And I have used, because this is my slideshow from the Americas, okay, I've used some of the U.S. providers, but we can adapt this easily for what you guys have here. These are the different rooms of your house. And different companies have made deliberate attempts to capture those rooms and capture the income stream that flows off of the services that you use in those rooms. In America, it's companies like cable companies like Comcast and Cox and DirecTV. Over here it might be Sky v Sky, and it might be like Canal, and it might be whatever else it is in Europe. Most of you probably pay a fee to have content delivered to your television in your house, right? And you pay that fee every month to do that. And the same thing happens in your kitchen. In the Americas, it's Keurig. In Europe, it's Nespresso and other brands of customized coffee machines. And they've infiltrated these kitchens to the tune of over 100 million devices globally. And people consume these customized cups of coffee that are made for them, on demand, right? Custom brewed, and it has absolutely swept the industry. And those companies who got that machine in your kitchen now receive the revenue from the disposable cups that happen every month of your consumption of your coffee, okay? Up in maybe your front door or maybe the windows and doors of your house are monitored by an alarm company. In America, it's ADT, and it's Vivint and other companies. Here it's some other provider, and you pay them every month to watch the security of your house so that somebody doesn't break in, and if they do, you know about it, right? And most of you have a printer at your home office, or you've got it in your kitchen or someplace, and it's an inkjet printer. And you bought the printer, and Hewlett-Packard or Canon or Brother or somebody owns that printer cartridge business, and you order those cartridges repeatedly so that you pay to print that paper of whatever you want to print at your house. And it is an enormous business, okay? Well, there's many rooms of the house that people are trying to capture or have captured. They want that monthly stream of money out of your house. But there's one room that has not yet been captured, okay? And that's the bathroom. And that's the room that we're going to capture, all right? With a little device called ageLOC Me is the name of this device, all right? This just happens to be the only bathroom, the only room that you have to go in every day. You can skip the other rooms maybe, but this one you have to go there, okay? We're going to own these bathrooms with some amazing technology that no one's ever really seen before. This is the device right here. You just insert your hand in this opening of this device. You can cinch your hand there, and it will print a customized 3D printed dollop of skincare customized specifically for you. Now, the world has gone to customization. McDonald's is all over the world. McDonald's is an amazing success story for business. There's one just down the road from my house. I was driving past McDonald's 2 weeks ago, and I had to look twice at the advertisement on the side of the McDonald's building. It said, "Make your own burger." I was like, what? I looked twice. Make your own burger at McDonald's? Really? McDonald's has been the antithesis of customization, you know? It's been like, here's what's on the menu. You want a Big Mac or not? You don't? See you later. We sell Big Macs. There was no customization, right? You can even customize your burger at McDonald's now. What's the world coming to? It's coming to the consumer. Every consumer wants to have a product for them to meet their specific needs. And today we have the ability to actually make this happen. I told this story previously today. I'll tell it for the new guest right now. But Nu Skin did a survey 6 years ago, 6,000 people that are customers of Nu Skin products all over the world. And they said, tell us about your skincare needs. And as they brought the data back to our headquarters and analyzed it, they realized the needs are so different. People are so unique and their needs are so individual. And they said, we have to make 300 skincare products to meet the needs of just the people in this survey. How do we do that? And they started asking the question, how do we customize skincare? And so today you can put an app on your smartphone. You can go through the assessment that takes you maybe 5 minutes. You dial in your skin type and where you live and your temperature and your humidity of your actual location where your smartphone is. You know, your skin tone, size, pore size, wrinkles, dryness, texture, all these things, exposure to sunlight, all this stuff. You dial this in, and then Nu Skin gives you a customized set of cartridges that can be mixed and printed for you on demand, okay? And there's so many unique things about doing this that no one's ever done before. And I'm absolutely excited about this. I've never seen anything that I think is an opportunity as large as this particular opportunity. And I've been involved in a couple of great ones, I've been involved in the rollout of some great technology through Nu Skin. The biophotonic scanner, for one. I was involved in the rollout of that right at the very beginning. I created huge new teams of networks of people that were all interested in that technology and what it could do, and made over $10 million and counting from that one product launch, okay? This one is going to be significantly bigger. I'm telling you, many, many times bigger, okay? Nobody in this room has ever found yourself in this good of a position right now. I'm telling you right now, there's 10,000 people in London right now that would kill to know the information you're hearing right now. You're going to see this really clearly here in just a couple minutes, all right? And so there's people everywhere that would love to know what you're going to know here in just a couple of minutes, right? So this device is unique. It's the first personalized skincare device in the world, right? We can do over 2,000 customized skincare products. We will add to that. Someday it'll be 10,000 different versions we can print immediately, right in the palm of your hand. We've invested more than $35 million in the development of this technology over the last 6 years. Very few of our competitors could even make that kind of investment, right? But Nu Skin has made that investment for us, for distributors of Nu Skin. And I just want you to know, I'm a distributor, just like you. I don't work for Nu Skin. I don't have some Nu Skin salary or anything, right? I make my money the exact same way I'm showing you how to make your money from this business. I've done the same thing that you've done. I don't have any different compensation plan than you have, okay? I'm just telling you, you can do it. You can do exactly what I've done, but you just happen to be here at a time that is very unique, very different than any other time that we've had in this company's history. We've got 4 patents and 27 claims, and counting. We're still getting more patents filed on this technology that gives us protection. It builds an intellectual property moat that our competitors can't breach and get inside of. So we hold them off, right? While we go out and capture these bathrooms of the world. And that's exactly what we're going to do. of hygienic hands-free delivery. Every skincare product in the world, I don't care if it's L'Oreal, Shiseido, Lancome, Clinique, Christian Dior, I don't care who it is, okay? They all have antibacterial and antimicrobial agents inside their bottles. Because if you take a pump and you pump it on your hand and you wipe it on your palm, you just put bacteria in that pump. If you have your finger, you stick it in a jar, you just put bacteria in the jar. Okay? If you have a tube and you squeeze it, you don't want it to drip, so you wipe it on your hand, you just put bacteria in the tube. Okay? They have to have it, or you would be growing these weird things in your bottles and containers, right? And that limits the kinds of ingredients they can even consider using. And there's some ingredients that you can't even put in the same product for more than a couple of hours, because after 2 hours, they start to cancel each other. And if you want to use potent or pure or live ingredients, the antimicrobials and bacteria kill them. Okay, so it may say it on the label, but it's not going to work on your skin. And that's just the facts, ladies and gentlemen. That's been the way it's been for 100 years in skincare, right? Well, the whole world just changed, because we have these 5 containers that we hold absolutely separate, okay? 5 of these are picked for you based on your app, the feedback from your app. You get 5 of these. You put them in your ageLOC Me. It mixes them for you. Customized skincare for you, okay? They're held separate in these hermetically sealed containers where no air, sunlight, or water can get to them. Your finger certainly cannot get to them, okay? And so they're pure. And we can use ingredients that no one's ever been able to use before, all right? So we know right now that the CEOs of Shiseido and L'Oreal and probably every other skincare company have already been tearing apart our machine with their engineering departments, trying to figure out how Provo, Utah could invent something like this. I mean, usually it's Paris, right? They both start with P. How come Provo, not Paris, right? We did it. We had the idea, we went after it, we invested the money in it, we've protected it with patents and intellectual property, and we aim to own these markets. And if other people think they're going to copy our technology, we will sue them, because that's our investment. We're going to stop them, okay? Somebody may figure out how to get around our patents. I'm sure they will at some point. But just like when you have an espresso coffee machine in your house, when the next guy comes along and tries to replace your Nespresso with another coffee machine, it's pretty hard because you're pretty used to your Nespresso, okay? Same thing's going to happen. If we get to the bathrooms first before everybody else, then they're going to have a hard time displacing us as we continue to improve our cartridges, improve the product, purity, quality, the results, the effectiveness, continue to improve our machines over time. We're going to go for it, guys. Welcome to the Me revolution. And it's going to be enormous. I mean, enormous. Okay, so you want to be part of that. All right, we have many other products. We have literally several hundred products. Let's go back. The facial spa has been an amazing product for us, right? Galvanic spa. We've sold over 4 million galvanic spas. 4 million. Okay, it's been a huge product. We are going to sell 10 or 20 million ageLOC Me's. Mark my words. Okay. ageLOC Me is going to take this company over $10 billion in revenue from about $2.5 billion today. You watch what happens, all right? You're here at the right place at the right time. We've got tremendous inside out. I talked about anti-aging and health and wellness from the inside out. You want to use our products. They don't destroy muscle. They strip fat, and that is totally different than a diet. It's not a diet. It's a body reshaping product. And if you're not on TR90, you ought to be using TR90. The biophotonic scanner, we talked about this one. Still, the only device in the world that can tell you if you have enough antioxidant protection embedded in the tissues of your body to stop free radical damage in your body every day or not. We've scanned 22 million people globally now. We've got the largest nutritional database in the world by a factor of 50 times larger than the next nearest database. We know more about human nutrition than anybody, and that allows us to create products like ageLOC Youth and all these other amazing products that we have in this company. Of course, we spend the money with 75 in-house scientists in 3 different laboratories around the world that all they do every day is push this envelope of anti-aging. That's all they do every day. We're completely focused on it. Nobody else in the world is this focused. To me, I look at it and I go, I don't know why people don't understand this. I mean, it's a fact that people are going to live longer. It's a fact that people are going to want anti-age. It's a fact that that market is absolutely exploding, okay? It's a fact that skincare has just changed. It's a fact that bottles and jars are now dead, okay? That's old school. It's all going to go to on-demand, 3D printed, customized skincare. That's where the whole market is going to go in the next 10 years. We just happen to be there first, okay? To me, it's a fact about what's going to happen to this company. You know, I'm completely certain about it. I've been doing this 27 years. I've watched these different opportunities, these different products come out. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen anything this good. Never seen a story this powerful. Never seen a product that's going to go into this many bathrooms, this many homes, and absolutely kill it, okay? If you were to build a team that distributed 1,000 ageLOC Me's, that's $100,000 a year for the rest of your life. Can you distribute 1,000 of them in the next couple of years if you really try? Guaranteed, okay? You build a team that distributes 10,000 of these devices, these ageLOC Me's, in people's bathrooms, $1 million a year. $1 million a year. Okay? You want to get it done? Not worry about money the rest of your life? You're sitting in the seats right now where it's going to happen if you take action on this. You guys are lucky. You've already got the device, right? We don't even have it. All right, we're off of products and science. We finished number 2. Did you write something down on number 2? We've talked about market trends. We've talked about products and science. Hello? Are you awake? Yes. You sure? Yes. Okay, I hope you're catching this. Don't just sit there and be a drone. Okay? Be awake. Capture all this stuff. All right. Let's talk about the company, our partner. So whenever you go and do a business, if you realize that you got a great partner, then you're thankful for it. And you just have to kind of understand your relationship with the partner. As I said a moment ago, we do one thing. Our job is to open our mouths. We are the marketing advertising department. That's what we do, okay? Most companies have a really big marketing and ad budget, okay? That's what they spend money on, to push products off the shelves out of department stores and grocery stores, okay? That's not what we do. We go direct to the consumers. That's what we do, and we get paid the advertising budget, and it's a big number. Nu Skin pays 44% of all product revenue back to distributors and commissions, and we'll detail that for you in just a moment, okay? So they have set up the compensation plan. They've got the scientists. They've got the laboratories. They've got the warehouses all over the world. They've got the computer systems and networks to commission all this properly and track all of these networks of people and who made the recommendations and who sponsored who in the business. And they keep accurate records, and they do this on a global scale. Really, there's nothing like this that I've ever seen any place in the world. We have tons of accolades and awards that Nu Skin continues to win year after year. This is an amazing company. And I just invite you to do your homework on Nu Skin. If you're here for the first time tonight, then dig in. And like anything online nowadays, you can find both good and bad. Can't you? Yes, you can. And all I'm going to caution you is listen to the people who've actually built this business. Don't listen to the people who sit there and fail at building a business. Just like you wouldn't listen to somebody who failed at building a restaurant if you were trying to build a restaurant. Okay? And so that's what you have to think about. This is for real. It's legitimate. It's a company that is on the move, that is doing incredible things. These are great corporate citizens. This is a company that gives back. It's a company that has a great big heart. Okay? You will love this company. The more you get to understand who we are and dig into it, you will absolutely love the company. All right. There's really 2 lifestyles that we see out there in life, okay? Lifestyle number 1 is that we go get educated for usually 20 or 25 years. We put those skills to work for 40 years or something like that. Then we enjoy life for 5 or 10, and then it's over. Wow, wasn't that fun? That's been the normal track that most of your parents went down, okay? Most of the people you know went down that track. Some of us just said, we're not going down the track. Sorry. We're not going to do 40 hours a week for 40 years for a fake gold watch and a retirement party and everybody kisses us goodbye, okay? Not going to happen. So there's a different lifestyle. And that's number 2. We should have just called this the Nu Skin lifestyle because it's a totally different kind of lifestyle. We still do the same thing. We acquire skills, but then we play the accelerated game of life. What we do is we crunch time, right? We compress time. And we actually can do that because of the leverage that we get through Nu Skin's compensation plan. When we find somebody who catches the vision, all of a sudden we've duplicated ourselves or cloned ourselves. And as soon as hey buddy, you're the one I told to turn your phone off the first time. What a bummer to be called out like that in front of all these people. Don't do it again. Okay. So we have all this ability now to crunch time, okay? So what we do is we go out, and in 5 years, maybe in 5 years you can do a lifetime of work, and then you got the rest of the time to enjoy it. You got the income stream that keeps coming, right? That's the difference here. You know, in the real world, people either have like a lot of employment. You know, they make good money, but they're kind of overemployed. Lawyers are like famous for this, right? I mean, they have to be there to put in the time to make the money. Like they're completely tied to the generation of their money. You know, you're not in the office billing, you're not making money, okay? So that's a horrible existence. I mean, anybody who's a professional, I really feel sorry for you. Because you got to actually be there employing all those skills and knowledge and those degrees and diplomas and licenses you got. You know, whether you're a physician, you know, a barrister, whether you're like a chartered accountant, whatever you are, you got to be there doing it. And if you're not there, it gets pretty tough. Well, the lawyers try to build firms and hire partners and make the young guys work a lot, and they take more, you know, and everybody figures out their way to try to leverage themselves a little bit, right? But it's still really tough. Nobody can get leverage like this. This is amazing leverage, okay? I'll give you an example. My first year, I went out there and I talked to about 300 people. I tried to recruit 300 people. And out of those 300 people, I had about 100 of them that said, okay, well, I'll sit down, I'll talk to you about it. And I actually was able to have a presentation with 100 of these people, okay? Out of those 100 people, 2/3 of them said, no thanks, not interested, not for me, I don't get it, I don't understand, okay? And I said, that's fine, just use the products. And I tried to make them my customers, okay? 33 people signed up on my front line my first year. 33 people on my front line. Out of those 33 people, how many do you think were left at the end of the first year that were actually still engaged, trying to work their Nu Skin business? 13. 13 people. The other 20, they thought they were doing it, but they weren't really doing it anymore, okay? So I got 13 people. Either those 13 people or someone underneath them became executives on my front line and made me a blue diamond in Nu Skin. Okay, I hit the top of the pay plan at the end of the first year, my 12th month. Okay? Those 13 people found other people who found other people who found other people. And pretty soon it started spreading around the world. Okay? And today, those 13 people have multiplied into more than 500,000 distributors in 54 countries. Think of that. And because of Nu Skin's compensation plan, I get a little bit on what all those people produce. And sometimes they don't produce much other than they wake up and take a shower. And they use my shampoo. And they get out and brush their teeth with my toothpaste. And they blend up their morning smoothie with my shake. And they take their morning supplements. And they put on their lip gloss or put on their sunscreen or they do whatever they do. Every time that happens, I make a little bit of money. So the leverage works like this. You know, if you have 500,000 people, they put in 10 minutes a day on their Nu Skin business, whether it's even just a shower they took or whether they actually talked to somebody, 10 minutes a day over that whole base of distributors, that's like 50,000 hours a day that I get paid on. How early do you have to get up in the morning to put in 50,000 hours by yourself? Really early. In fact, you can't do it. There's only 24 hours in your day if you don't sleep. And that makes you like an unhappy person, right? What we're talking about is real leverage here. Real leverage. Not just a firm of maybe, you know, some lawyers or something, 100 people or something. We're talking hundreds of thousands of people. Nobody can get leverage like this because we have a global plan that allows you to get paid anywhere in the world. Multiple currencies, doesn't matter. We're the only people that do it like this. It is phenomenal, okay? Phenomenal, I'm telling you. Okay, so that's the point, right? How many hours a day do you get paid on? Don't say it out loud, just think it to yourself. 8, 10, 12? If that's your answer, you're in trouble. You're in huge trouble. Okay? Because you are the focal point of your income generation. It's all you. It totally depends on you. If you don't show up, you don't get paid. Right? You're screwed. If anything ever happens where you can't show up, it's over. Right? That makes no sense. It makes zero sense for you to continue to pursue that kind of a plan where it all depends on you. When you have an option like this, you do that job as little as you have to, and you spend as much time as you can working on your exit strategy so you can exit this brain damage called a job, and you can get over here and build something real that will pay you for the rest of your life. Eventually, whether you show up or not. Do you think it matters if I show up here today and speak to you? I mean, I'm happy to be here. You guys are fun to be with. I enjoy doing Nu Skin business and presentations, right? But this makes no difference to my income. Not 1 penny difference. Sorry, it doesn't, okay? Most of you in this room, you're not even in my downline. I will never make a dime from any of you, okay? So the point is, it doesn't matter. I have the luxury at this point in my life that I can go where I want to go and do what I want to do because my income is not connected to what I do every day. I can do whatever I want to do every day. So that means you get freedom. Now I'm free. And that's what everybody hopes to have. Everybody would love to have this machine out here generating every month income into their bank account, and they could be completely disconnected from it and just go out and do the stuff they really want to do. That's freedom. Okay? Is that what you want? Does it sound like a fantasy? You don't believe it? What's the problem? So, that is what we talk about here. So we work smart, we enjoy life. I mean, this is a lifestyle where there's no boundary between, like, I go to this place called work, and then when it's over, I leave work. That's the old way, guys. The new lifestyle is where all this blends together. It's all this one thing. You enjoy it, you have fun the whole time you're doing it, your family's involved in it. It happens wherever you happen to be on the planet, and whatever city you're in, the whole world's connected anyway. It's a totally different lifestyle. Totally different way of making money. Okay, what time do we have? 5 minutes. 5 minutes, okay. So we better finish then. Okay, this is the compensation. We're done with the company, we're on number 4. Almost done, okay? In Nu Skin, everybody starts as a distributor. That's what I did. I placed my letter of intent. 2 months later, I became an executive in Nu Skin. That's what I hope you do. If you're brand new today, then join today. Don't wait. Sign up and become a distributor, and then file your letter of intent and make sure you become an executive. These are incomes in US dollars. They're average incomes worldwide, okay? On the chart they make you guys use here in the UK, they only do Europe average incomes, okay? But these are the worldwide average incomes, okay? So the executives make about $5,500 a year. And you say, well, that's not much money, but guess what? It didn't take much time. It was 60 days, and you're there, okay? So you get rewarded, and all of a sudden that starts to help maybe with a car payment or, piano lessons for your kid or swimming lessons or something, right? All of a sudden it makes a difference. We tell you after you become an executive, build the business in 4s. Go find 4 other people that you can create as executives on your front line. When you do, you're a Ruby executive in Nu Skin. The average income is about $30,000 a year. The average time is about 1 year from the day you start to the day you become a Ruby executive. Some people do it faster. Some people take 3 years to do it. That's okay. It doesn't really matter. It's just a function of how many people are you willing to talk to, okay? And so that's how it works. $30,000 a year, people start to go, wow, this is pretty interesting. I've been doing this a year. I've been focused on it. I get a nice free trip from the company. This is pretty cool stuff. Maybe I should be more serious about this. And once you stabilize those 4, then you go get the next 4, right? And you become a diamond in Nu Skin. And the average income for diamonds last year was $105,000 a year. Okay, the average time to get there is about 3 years. From the day you start, 3 years later, people become diamonds. Some take longer, some do it faster, but 3 years is the average. How many of you went to university for 3 years or 4 years? A lot of people went to college, university? Okay. How many of you that did that graduated making $100,000 a year? Oh, you didn't? Nobody. Wow. Well, that's what happens when you graduate from the Nu Skin University right here after 3 years, okay? You got to just think about this like you're learning. You're learning the business, and you graduate when you're a diamond, okay? Once you get to this point, you have a pretty good handle on what this is and how to do it, okay? So just think about that as your education period, all right? So that's how that works. And then you go get the last 4. And when you got 12 executives on your front line, you earn the title of Blue Diamond Executive. Average income last year was more than $500,000. So it's serious money, It's worth doing it. Average time, To achieve the average Blue Diamond income, 7 years. Some people do it faster, some people take longer, but that's the average. Have you been doing something for 7 years to make money? Are you making $50,000 a month? I didn't think so. Is it even possible where you work right now? No, it's probably not. Is it possible here? Yes. How many people are Blue Diamonds in this company? Over 2,000, okay? A lot of people have done it, people from every walk of life. I watch these people who do it, and they don't even speak the language of the country they're living in, and they still become Blue Diamonds, okay? There's no excuses for anybody in this room. No excuses, okay? You can do it. Okay, we already talked about that. Let's talk about this. As of March of this year, we now have more than 1,200 $1 million circle members, which means Nu Skin's made more than 1,200 millionaires. And Nu Skin just tracks the earnings over the life of your distributorship, and as soon as you pass $1 million cumulative in commission, then you join the $1 million circle. And then you go to the 5 million circle, and the 10 million circle, and the 20 million circle, and they even said they're going to make a 50 million circle. Okay? So we're making a new millionaire every 3 days now. Every 3 days, someplace in the world, some Nu Skin distributor becomes a Nu Skin millionaire. I'm sure that happens where you work right now, doesn't it? Don't you walk into the office every 3 days and they've got somebody smiling face and they say, here's our new millionaire in the company? It doesn't? It never happens? Really? Why are you working there? Huh. Okay. So here's the opportunity, right? We recommend you start right now. Let's see, what's the advantage of waiting? What's the advantage of waiting? Okay, so you age faster, you don't use good products, you don't make any more money, you have to keep slugging out your job, you have no hope, you just go back and forth every day like you're drugged, you know. It's a brutal thing. On Monday you wish it was Friday, and on Tuesday you wish it was Friday, and Wednesday you wish it was Friday, Thursday you wish it was Friday, on Friday you blow your brains out, and then you try to get ready for Monday. What an existence, that's a wonderful deal. Wishing your life away. Fantastic. You can wait and start later if you want, that's fine. We can let 10 years go by. And I promise you, if you don't do it now, in 10 years, you'll hear about something else. It'll probably be, you know, age lock 5, age lock me 5 or something, right? But what you're going to start to notice over the next 10 years is there's like 10% of the population that just all of a sudden like stopped aging. Like they got frozen in time. And they were all using age lock me. Okay? And you're going to go, crap, I should have done that 10 years ago. Look at me. What happened to me? Right? You're not going to like what you see. And so what you do is you just get on it now. You don't wait. You don't procrastinate. You don't sit there and dwiddle and dawdle and try to make up your mind. Okay? You just do it. Just make a decision and you do it. If you wait, then that is your lost opportunity. That's what you just missed getting paid on that will go for the rest of your life. I've never met a team elite yet who says, you know what, Nathan, I'm just bummed out that I started so soon. I wish I would have started 10 years later. Never met one yet. So don't wait, okay? Do it. Decide to do it right now. You guys have been amazing. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nathan. We have a little gift from the London team for Nathan for taking the time to come here and help us. So, all right. So we're going to call up some people who's working in the market here in the UK so you can quickly hear from them to hear their testimonials and their experience. Can I call up to the stage Nina Loisel, Jody, Susie Mollison, Angie, Jay, Sarah Bergen. And Katie Lee Bruin. And Lee Day. All right, so it's nice. Obviously, in America it works. We've seen that. But these are all UK-based distributors doing an incredible job, and they're going to share their backgrounds, why they're doing Nu Skin, where they're from. So take it away, Katie Lee.
Hi, everybody, my name's Katie Lee Bruin and I'm from Sheffield. I've been with Nu Skin now for 2 years and 2 weeks ago I became a Diamond Executive. This is just an amazing opportunity, and I'm now on the road to financial freedom and time freedom, which allows me to be a full-time mum to my son as well. So, go for it, guys!
How's it going? My name's Jay. I've only been with the business a few months now. I've been working in the medical industry for a few years. And I have an amazing boss, because the funny story is she introduced me to Nu Skin. So she's my boss on both sides, which is great, because if I don't work hard for one, then she doesn't mind because I'm doing well on the other, which is fantastic. But no, I've had a great time with Nu Skin so far. Events like this really motivate you and kind of get you pumped up. And also recently have just qualified as an executive. So I'm enjoying it. Thank you.
Morning everybody, my name is Susie Mollison. I come from a small village in Scotland, and I've been with the business for 7 years now. And when I was introduced to this business 7 years ago, I was running 2 traditional businesses at that time. And I was one of the lucky ones, because I actually loved what I was doing. The downside was I had absolutely no time to be with the people that I love. And that is not the position you want yourself to be in. 7 years later, I have the opportunity to get up in the morning, choose if I work or not, and choose where I work from. It's a phenomenal business that totally gives you freedom.
Hi everybody, my name's Angie Sidwell, I'm from Croydon. My heart is racing as I speak, because a year ago I was a single mum and I was working 40, sometimes 50 hours a week, trying to pay a mortgage on a house that I was never in because I was always out at work. I was introduced to Nu Skin and I've worked so hard for a year, and I've now got complete time freedom, money freedom, all the assemblies, all the school plays that I missed that I had to get other mums to go and watch and record for me, I've been at for the last 6 months, watching my little boy. I've just had another little daughter as well, and I'm not going to miss a second of her growing up. And the best thing for me about this now is that not only have I achieved that and got this for myself, I've now helped 6 other people to have the same opportunity. I've just hit Emerald, and my team are there. That's the first 6. I'm going to get them all there. And what I can tell you is that this is all true. This is phenomenal. I started almost, I don't know, it must have been 25 years ago. I'm going to be around forever. They put this big product. But I saw this opportunity a long time ago when everybody laughed at me and thought I was mad. And I was living in New Zealand on a farm with a lot of children, very expensive children, and I was working really hard to try and keep everything going, and I'm sure that you all do that too. And I wanted more, and I had been crying out inside for years, thinking, what else do I look these gorgeous kids up, everything was good, but I wanted more. And this opportunity has given me the way to change people's lives, and in doing so, to change myself completely. And I really hope you take it on. It's a journey of personal development that can make you incredibly wealthy in a lot more ways than just financial.
Woo!
So hi everyone, my name's Sarah. I'm a makeup artist and beauty therapist, and I had a really successful makeup and beauty business. And when I came across Nu Skin, I was actually looking for products to wholesale and retail to my customers, because I was forever pushing them on to Boots and Debenhams to go and purchase the products that I was using on them. I came across Nu Skin and absolutely fell in love with the handheld galvanic. Because I'm a beauty therapist, I studied with the big bulky galvanic machines, and I remember being in college, like strapping people in, putting the pads on, all these wet pads and stuff, and then praying to God you set it all up right, because when you turned on the electrics, you didn't want to electrocute them. So when I showed this handheld device, I was completely blown away. And I've been with Nu Skin 18 months now, and within the year I reached Diamond. So it's an amazing opportunity. And it does work, but you've just got to put the work into it. So thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Jodie Cartwright and I'm 23 years old and I'm from West Yorkshire. So I joined this company because I generally like to help people, like it gives me that passion to wake up in the morning. But when I was in college, I did psychology and sport, which led on to what else can I do that can help people. So I know that making myself look and feel good makes me feel better. So if I can study health and beauty therapy, then I can do that. But I was working in spa and working, doing treatments, which was giving these spa, another company, £10,000 per month, and I was lucky if I was coming in with around 700 after travelling to the spa about £400 a month. And I didn't have much bills back then, but even I was skinned, and I thought, what else is out there where I can help people but also do my treatments as well? So this is a perfect opportunity, but not for people just in the beauty industry, but all you guys as well. The personal journey that you actually come across, I couldn't speak to 3 people when I started this business. And I was speaking to all you guys, and all you lot have just helped me on this journey, so thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Lee, I'm from Yorkshire. So my background is in the military. I was in the army for 10 years, and just about 2 years ago now, my lovely fiancée dragged me to a room similar to this. I was very sceptical. I sat there with my arms folded most of the meeting, staring and frowning at the person presenting. Around about 20 minutes into that presentation, I had a big realisation. Because I was in the army and I was 10 years into a career, I could see 12 years ahead of where I was at that particular time. And even if I was the best soldier, I got promoted when I should have been promoted, the best I could have got to was around £3,500 a month. And then to see a presentation like that, and to see that I could be on £25,000 a month within 7 years, it just blew me away. And I thought, well, this is a no-brainer really, isn't it? And within, as soon as we got back from that event, I quit the army pretty much on the spot. And yeah, within 3 months we were completely self-sufficient. Today, my Ella's obviously pregnant, expecting a baby. And just the fact that I can be there through the whole experience, Ella doesn't have to work, I don't have to work, we do what we want, when we want, and our children are never going to need or want for anything ever again, is incredible. And that opportunity is lying at the feet of you guys now, and you can do what you want with it.
Thank you. You just guys stay on the stage there. All right, so in 2 minutes we're going to take a break here, lunch break. Please be back in the room 10 to 1, because the corporate is going to do an incredible afternoon of presentations. There's going to be product experts, there's going to be management from the company, there's going to be testimonials, tips, ideas. Okay, so 10 to 1, that's going to go on to 4. So you're all welcome to stay. And then there's going to be mingling afterwards from 4 to 5. You're all welcome for that. If anybody is really keen on the information they've seen, we have an incredible training on how to do the business tomorrow. Okay? How to talk to people, how to present, how to everything. It's going to happen tomorrow, so we're going to roll a video that's going to explain a little bit more about that training. If you're interested in that training, come to the venue and you can pay on the spot, okay? So if you go to OTG UK and go to the pin post, you can see one of the links and you can see information about that. So roll the video, please.